welcome to this week's angling vlog. You join me about 2 hours into a morning session on the canal. With my canal fishing, that is how I go about my sessions. They're never long, never more than midday, but I do get out at first light and just cover that early morning, low light bite period that the pike seem to feed on. We are on the second move of the day. The morning has been quite quiet, very quiet actually, and it was the old adage when the light, you know, when you set up on a spot and when that light comes up, you can see the bottom in the edge, and what I could see was about 4 or 5 dead baits from somebody else who'd been fishing the spot recently. Now, knowing how fast bites can come on here, like we've seen in the last vlog, which I'll put a link to at the top, bites can come within an hour and the fish are actively feeding. I don't think that baits would have lasted that long, even if the person was fishing yesterday. So I moved, as soon as I seen that, I moved straight away, and I've just set up on another spot. It's about 9:30. Let's see how we do. So, unhooking, and they don't come much easier than that one. The old John Wilson hooks come out in the net. If anyone watched any John Wilson piking, that's what he always said. That's a lovely little jack. We'll get him in the edge to rest, and then we'll get a little vlog done. Come seconds after the boat, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Right, so there's that pike. I don't know whether you got a sneaky look at him underwater there. I did try and do a bit of filming, and we'll see how that comes out in the edit. But a recognisable pike because it's got a bit of a droop to its tail, and again a lovely little jack and a sign of a healthy canal. We had them nice ones in the last vlog, and it's good to see these little jacks about as well, because it shows the canal's got balance and a future. And that's a lovely pike, that. Not a mark out of place, and a good set of gnashes to him. We'll get him straight back, and we'll get the rod straight back on the spot. So what a result that was. Pike on the bank is a result always in my book. Whenever I come out pike fishing, my hope is to have one chance of a pike. Now if I only catch one pike or get one run and it comes off, then I see that as a success. And you know, fish come off in piking, but if you get that one chance of a fish, then it's a result. So the pike's just gone back. Hopefully the underwater footage come out okay. I'm learning how much you can see from how far I hold the camera away and stuff with that, and it can only get better as I use it more. But yeah, a nice little jack pike, and like I said, a good future for the canal. You want fish of different sizes, like you do with your roach and your perch. It's the same with pike. You want the fish of all year classes. Them ones in the other blog could be females, that could be a male or a female on the way up. But because you've got fish of all sizes, the water's got a future and it's healthy. So it's always nice to see them pike as it is. The better, the nice girls, you know, the doubles. So now I'm going to get the kettle on, and that brew will taste a bit sweeter than the two that I've already had this morning. pike number 2. A lovely take, it just moved off dead slowly along the canal. It was a lovely take, and if I didn't get some underwater footage of this one, I'm selling that GoPro. I must have got some underwater footage of that one. So, talking about bite times, that's the same brew that I poured after the first pike, and I've had about 2 sips of it. And just shows the bite times with pike, and also how the boats affect fishing. Now, boats do get a bad name in fishing, but I can understand it when there's one every couple of seconds, like we seen in Mark's video when he had that 14. That then can be a problem when it's like 20-30 boats. But certainly this morning, this place has come alive after the boats have been through. That first take, you could still see the nervous water of a boat that had been through, and then the second one come not long after another boat had been through. The boats had colour, and they also had, which the pike need, when it's gin clear, then pike hunting, the silvers can see them. When he gets that bit of colour, I think it gets them pike thinking it's time to go on the hunt, and the odds are in our favour. And it also goes into the favour of your dead baiting, because the pike are also on the sniff, you know, for the bait, because they can't see as clear themselves. So yeah, never get too disheartened when you get 1 or 2 boats through, but if you get 20 or 30, it's time to pack it. Reality of nature, that's one of the parents chasing away one of the young, and these guys, well, they've got it all to come. Right, so with the jacks being so active today, I brought one of the rods in, and it's had a little bit of a wobble, and it's as simple as it gets. It's a smelt down to a wire trace, and you just sink and draw it back in. And after a couple of pulls, I let it sink a little bit, and I felt that unmistakable solid pull of a pike nailing the smelt. Third pike of the day. Right, so as you've seen there, brought one of the rods in and had a go on the wobble. 3 casts, literally, and then on the third cast, tease, let the smelt fall down a bit, and as it fell, I just felt that solid tug. And it's been a while since I've done a bit of wobbling, really, but when you're on the jacks, it can be good fun, and certainly put this extra fish on the bank today. So we'll get a couple of photos and we'll let him get back. Right, so the wobbling rig really is simplicity itself. It's literally a trace tied to the end of your line, and on the end a smelt. You want that hook so it goes through, you feel the crunch of it going through the top of its head. I know it sounds bad, but you want it to stay on. And then the hook in the back of it, so it's the opposite way to as if you were dead baiting, and you just twitch it back up and let it sink, switch it back up and let it flutter down in the water. And sometimes it can be that fluttering down that just gets them to take. You really do want these baits to stay on, because you're going to be casting them, so you want the hooks so they are proper in the fish. The last thing you want to be doing is this fish coming off, because you're just baiting the swim up and it's one more bait that's out there for the pike to take. So yeah, you really don't want to be losing too many baits when you're casting. Last pike of the day, same size as all the others most probably, but imagine apart from that one on the wobble, and that's pike number 4, and what great fun it's been. It's getting up for midday now, and unfortunately I've got to pack in and go home. Got about 20-30 minutes of the session left, so fingers crossed them floats go one last time, but if not, the next thing you'll see is this pike going back in the outro. Let's get it back. Right, as you can see there, the pike's more than ready to go back, well rested. I'm flicking round. And he's going to swim back in the net. There we go. So what an enjoyable morning on the bank that was. 4 pike. I think I had 5 runs and 4 pike, and great to see the float going. There was a reason this morning I put both rods on the float, just wanted to see that float suddenly move down the canal, and hopefully they've got a bit of footage of that. Today has shown one thing as well, just how cheap pike fishing can be. Today I did have other baits with me. I've gone through 1 pack of smelt, and I've used 1 out of that pack that's gone back in. So that session this morning has probably cost me a buy 'em in bulk, so I'd say at most £2.50 for the pack of smelts, and you can't argue with that, can you, for a great morning's action. So the session comes to an end now. It's about midday, the boats are getting up on the canal. There's been about 5 or 6 through, and it's time for me to be on my way. Thank you very much for watching. Sight lines in your own fishing. It'd be great if you could, like the video and subscribe to the channel, would be fantastic. And if you're out this week, I hope you have an enjoyable session, and I'll catch you all next Friday. Sight lines.